Factor follow-up segment tonight, we continue our reporting on Christmas in America. Somehow it has become controversial. In Springfield, Illinois, the capital of that state, there is a Christmas tree in the rotunda, only they call it a holiday tree. Alongside that display is a menorah, an atheist placard that says religion is a myth, and now an ACLU sign that says the organization defends freedom of religion. Joining us with reaction from Florida, Ann Coulter, whose book Guilty is now out in paperback, makes a good stocking stuffer. So look, this ACLU thing is pretty smart. They put up a little piece of cardboard, cost them no money. They just lost a $20 million endowment, so the ACLU took a big hit. And they say, you know, if you're a Christmas person, we're on your side. We will love religion. We stick up for religion. Of course, that's not true. They try to demean Christmas anytime they can, the ACLU. But right. That's what they're doing here. And how do you react?
I mean, they can say whatever they want to. They're America's leading anti-Christian hate group. They're parachuting into small towns in, you know, Iowa. Whenever any town puts up a Ten Commandments display, you may as well have, you know, the Klan putting up a sign at an NAACP memorial saying we support equal rights. Well, we know you don't support equal rights. And why you should have any of this nonsense at a Christmas display is a little hard to explain. But the Supreme Court has so confused the area of law. If you ever try to explain things in terms of what the Supreme Court has ruled, it's impossible because the Supreme Court has come out with so many ridiculous rulings. Scalia calls it constitutional law by ruler. You know, you can have a creche, a town can put a creche up as long as a snowman is a certain number of feet away. But the truth of the matter is, any of these states, they could establish Episcopalianism as the state religion. They could establish Festivus as the state religion. I doubt the citizens would go for that. But just as a matter of tradition, this is a Christian country. No matter how many times liberals tell us it's not, it was founded by Christians, it was founded on Christian principles. America could have been discovered by the Buddhists or atheists or Jews, but it wasn't. It was founded, it was created, the Constitution, the founding documents, the Declaration of Independence were written by Christians, and even under the Supreme Court's insane rulings, any town ought to be able to put up an exclusively Christmas display, and I don't mean a Christmas tree, I mean the creche.
But I disagree with that. I mean, look,
because that is an historical matter.
I know, but I disagree with that exclusive thing, because I think if you put up a Christmas manger scene, and the Jewish people in town say, look, Hanukkah is right around Christmas, we would like to have a menorah over here, I think that's fine. I wouldn't exclude the Jewish people.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, and by the way, that is how states responded. States can establish religions. They didn't establish. They started dropping the establishment of religions because Christians had the same attitude you have, which is, and it wasn't, by the way, to accommodate Buddhists or Festivists or atheists. It was the Episcopalians accommodating the Presbyterians, and the Presbyterians accommodating the Methodists. They thought, oh, enough of them have moved into the state. We'll drop Episcopalianism as the state religion. And sure, it's one thing to say, yes, we think that's a fine thing to do, but I'm getting into what is required under the Constitution, and you are certainly not required
but that's the Supreme Court's
job. Which, by the way, is a specifically religious symbol as opposed to an historical symbol like a creche.
Okay. Now, the ACLU and the atheists, basically, the atheists are just stupid because all they're doing is making people angry. That's all they're doing. They're saying, look, we're going to, it's so inappropriate and insulting in a holiday that's a Christian-generated holiday, Christmas, to go in there and say, we demand to tell anyone who believes in Christianity or Christmas that you're an idiot. You know, that's just insulting.
Right.
So just by the context of that, you say no. Just by the context, you say no.
The state officials are idiots, too. I mean, even if they're going to use this crazy public forum, as if all religions are the same, and the government, the establishment of America, makes no choice between God and no God, which is not the case, though it is the case with a lot of European countries. This country was founded explicitly on a belief in God. But even if you're doing this crazy public forum analysis, I mean, it would be like having, you know, everybody's going to bring in a picture of his pet, and people bring in pictures of their dogs, and then there's one sign that, you know, there's Fluffy, the dog, and then another sign, I hate Fluffy and Fluffy socks. That it doesn't even fit within the public forum definition of what speech must be tolerated. So it's the government officials who are being idiots to even allow allow these atheist signs.
No, I agree. And the courts basically, as you pointed out in the beginning of the conversation, are confused on the issue. Final question. I think the ACLU basically just wants to annoy people like you and me, eh? That's why they did this.
Yes, it does. And let that be a happy message to Christians this season that 2,000 years later, Christ is still ticking people off.
He is. All right, Ann Coulter, everyone. Buy our book.